What is up, guys? And yes, I have changed the setup, and yes, I know it's much better, isn't it? Come on, you have to tell me what you think about the setup in the comment section below, because let's face it, you will have to see it in every video. Anyway, coming back to today's topic, today I'm going to tell you about a few things that I make sure I check in my camera before entering the field. Arzu, why am I supposed to listen to that? Because this video will help you start somewhere, and when the next time you are confused about your camera settings before starting the safari, you will watch this video again. So save it. Camera modes. Yes, the ones that we changed from that top dial, those A, V, T, V, A, T, P, M, the letters that you see, those are the camera modes. And I'm sure you've been told that auto pe to bacche shoot karte hain, manual kar manual. Well, please don't do that in the field. I would recommend you quickly change it to Aperture Priority, which is denoted with an A in Sony and Nikon and AV in Canon. In this mode, you have complete control over the aperture, and the camera decides the shutter speed for you. As for ISO, you can keep it on auto or you can keep it in your hand. I would recommend you get off auto and determine the value as per the lighting conditions. Now, why Aperture Priority and why not any other mode? Let's keep that for some other video. The second thing I check is my F number. I make sure that the aperture is widest open because in early mornings and evenings, we have low light. So if you are entering the forest and the subject jumps out of nowhere in front of you, you can pick up your camera and enjoy that little room over shutter speed in case of fast lenses especially. Hence, my tip, make sure that the aperture is widest open for those early morning and late evening shoots. Back button focusing. Very, very important in our genre. For those who don't know about back button focusing, let me explain. So the shutter button in your camera is by default doing two things. When you half press, it focuses, and when you full press, it clicks. With the back button focus, we divide the work. We assign the focusing job to another button. Usually it is this AF on button. However, you can choose the button as per your convenience from the custom menu. Now the question is, why are we increasing our workload? So imagine a beautiful morning and think of your favorite subject peeping outside from the bushes. How do you click it? You pick up your camera, you half press the shutter button and make sure that the camera focuses on that particular subject and you take the shot. Now after the first shot, you again press the shutter button and your camera refocuses all over again, and there's a high possibility of missing the focus on that subject. A lot of times our subjects are blurry and those twigs and leaves near the face come out sharp. Been there, done that, right? Me too. To make sure this does not happen, shift to back button focusing. The advantage is, if you're using back button focusing, you can pick up your camera, you can focus and click. Now, whenever you press the shutter button, your camera is not refocusing all over again. It is only clicking. So you will have to set the focus only once, and you can happily keep clicking till the time the distance between your camera and the subject is not changed. Switching to RAW. Okay, this is the first thing that I check. Like literally, when I switch on the camera, I make sure that my image format is selected to RAW. I wonder why I did not keep it as the first point, but anyway. Reason, I need that room to work in post-processing. But if you're still confused about RAW versus JPEG and if you're still into that debate, check the video I'm tagging above or here. I mean, it'll pop on one of the sides. AF area modes. This one has to be on single point tracking if you're on the mirrorless system, and if not, then maintain it on single point. Why? Because we don't want to take a chance. Dynamic or expansion, whatever your camera brand calls it, if you are on that particular mode in which more than one AF point is active, it can actually mess up your photos if one of those points falls on, let's say, wing of the bird or the leaf in the front. Also, this reminds me of a few reasons why our photos come out less sharp than what we expect. I have made a detailed video on this one. I'm tagging it up here somewhere. White balance. White balance I keep neutral because you can easily fix it in post. Now obviously, if you want to make some creative images in the golden hour, then go ahead, play with the white balance as much as you want. But if you are on JPEG, then be a little careful because drastic changes in white balance on a JPEG image can lead to these color casts, which can make your image look very amateurish. Focusing modes. So Canon people, AI Servo, and Nikon people and Sony people, AFC. It stands for Autofocus Continuous, and you need this one for wildlife photography. When you half press the shutter button, your camera focuses, and when you are on AFC, your camera continues to focus on that very subject. So just in case if your subject moves or the distance between the camera and the subject changes, the AF system of the camera is continuously working to take care of that till the time you keep the shutter button half pressed, or the AF on button in case you've taken my point number 3 seriously. Okay guys, so now you have my go-to settings for when I'm entering the field, especially when I don't know what to expect in that particular game drive. Now obviously these settings won't work in all the situations. A lot of times we need to increase the F number or change the camera mode or shoot on AF point expansion. But all that depends on what kind of image you want to create. So I change the settings accordingly, but when I'm done with that particular shot, I change them again and resort to the ones I just told you about. Thanks so much for watching the video, and if I was able to add any value, you know what button to click. And if you did not like the video, you need to comment below with the reason so that I can make the next video better for you. Also, if you have any other topic in mind related to photography, wildlife or wildlife photography, let me know in the comment section below and I would love to consider it for my next video.